It was not just a battle, not just a moment in history. It was a stand against tyranny, for truth, for justice. On the scorching sands of Karbala, one man, Hussain ibn Ali, changed the course of Islamic memory forever. After the passing of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the leadership of the Muslim Ummah passed from Abu Bakr to Umar, then Uthman, and finally to Ali ibn Abi Talib, the cousin and son-in-law of the Prophet. Ali's caliphate was marked by civil strife. The unity of the Muslim world was breaking. His rule was opposed by factions, and eventually he was assassinated in Kufa. His son, Hassan ibn Ali, briefly became caliph, but soon made a peace treaty with Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan to avoid further bloodshed. That treaty had one crucial condition: Muawiyah would not appoint a successor after him. But that promise was broken. In 60 AH, after the death of Muawiyah, his son, Yazid, declared himself caliph, not by consensus, not by consultation, but by inheritance. Yazid's character, his actions, and his disregard for Islamic principles made him unacceptable to many. And the one man who would not give allegiance was Hussain ibn Ali, the grandson of the Prophet, peace be upon him. The son of Fatima, the light of the Prophet's eyes, refused to bow to tyranny. Word spread that Hussein had rejected Yazid's rule. From Kufa, a city in Iraq once loyal to his father Ali, thousands of letters poured in, urging Hussein to come. They promised loyalty. They swore support. They said, "We will stand with you." Moved by this call, and after sending his cousin Muslim ibn Aqil to confirm their sincerity, Hussein made a decision. He would leave Medina. He would not go to war. But he would not stay silent. With his family, women, children, and a few companions, Hussein began the long journey from Medina to Kufa.
If you're still with us, consider subscribing to support the channel. Let's continue with the video.
He stopped at Mecca, seeking protection in the holiest of places. But Yazid's agents planned to assassinate him there, even in the sanctuary of the Kaaba. So Hussein left Mecca, not during the day, but under the cover of night, during the sacred month of Dhul Hijjah. And with each step, he marched closer to destiny. But the promises of Kufa were hollow. When Muslim ibn Aqil arrived, at first, thousands pledged allegiance. But under the threat of Yazid's governor, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, fear crept in. People abandoned Muslim, and soon he was executed. When news of this reached Hussein, he was already on the road, already too far to turn back, and already surrounded.
On the 2nd of Muharram, 61 AH,
Hussein and his small caravan reached the plains of Karbala. There, Yazid's army, thousands strong, blocked their path. They were denied water. Tents scorched in the heat. Thirst gripped even the children. But Hussein stood firm. For 9 days he tried for peace. He pleaded, "Let me go. I don't seek power." But Yazid's general, Omar ibn Saad, had his orders. Make him surrender or kill him. On the eve of Ashura, the 10th of Muharram, Hussein gathered his followers. He said, "These people seek only me. You are free to go." But not one companion left. The young, the old, the sons of companions, even the enemy's former soldiers who crossed over to truth, all stood beside Hussein. That night, they prayed. They whispered goodbye to their families and waited for the morning light. The 10th of Muharram, the day of Ashura, 72 men against thousands. One by one, Hussein's companions fell, defending not a kingdom, but a cause. His sons, nephews, even his infant child, Ali Ashkar, were martyred. They brought the baby to the battlefield. He was dying of thirst. Hussein lifted him in his arms and begged for water, but an arrow pierced the child's throat. Even then, Hussein did not break. He whispered, "O Allah, I leave this to you." Hussein was the last to stand. Exhausted, bleeding, and grieving, Hussein stood unshaken. He fought valiantly, courage unmatched among a sea of swords. But at last, he was surrounded, struck down, and beheaded on the burning sands of Karbala. His body was trampled, his head sent to Damascus. But his message could never be silenced. The survivors, women and children, were taken as prisoners. Among them, Zainab, Hussein's sister, stood with unmatched courage. She raised her voice in Yazid's court, turning silence into strength. She became the voice of Karbala, and the world never forgot. From that day on, Ashura became a symbol of resistance against oppression, of sacrifice for truth, of Hussein, the grandson of the Prophet, who gave everything and asked for nothing but justice. In Karbala, Hussein lost everything, but in losing the world, he gained eternity. He refused to bow, and so he rose, forever, in the hearts of millions. Let us not mourn Karbala, only with tears, but with action. With truth, courage, and the refusal to stay silent when justice is at stake.